irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with the Lone Star Community Radio.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. A little late we are, but the weather is terrible outside. It's horrible. And my guest lost her electricity, and so she said, could I reschedule? So we're going to have Tracy Walton on next Tuesday, and she's with Clean Slate Texas. And it is, I believe what this is about in the prison system, finding people that could actually, if they get out, they could get out with a clean slate because they could get their. Now this is what I'm believing from what she said. So I'm hoping that's it, and it's not about blackboards in Texas. No, I think that's what that's about. It's about a second chance, giving people second chances, and that's what and forgiveness and all. It was funny because Dennis O'Connor had introduced me to her and said she'd be a real good guest on, and he was telling me something about her, and then he said, "Now I think that's what it's about," and I went, "Okay, great." So I'm hoping that's what it's about.
Okay, I found it. We are a coalition of community and advocacy organizations, businesses, and faith leaders, directly impacted people and families, has long, dedicated to expanding access to criminal record sealing so that people with justice involvement can get housing, employment, education, and more without facing a lifetime of discrimination.
That's it. So
there you go.
Okay. And so,
CleanSlateTexas.org.
Yes, go to it. And so Tracy will be with us next Tuesday, and bring the clarity to it and what's going on. It sounds very interesting. So we'll see what's up. At first I thought it was like letting people out, and how that's like a hot topic right now. Let people out too soon and not being sure that they're all okay before you let them out. And who does that? So I don't know, but I'm going to have Carl Etchison. You remember Carl Etchison? He's the minister at the prison.
Yeah,
He
I remember him.
Yes, he spoke about what? Why you said like that? He said, I remember him. What do you mean? Anyway, he spoke at church Sunday because we sponsor him, and it was so good. And the kids said,
Sounds
"Ooh,
more like you pay him to speak.
no, it's just he
So you
just comes.
sponsor? I'm just kidding.
It's like you come and you sit.
I
and you
mean,
speak.
Connor gets paid to speak.
Yes, he does. He does. Yeah, and so I don't know if they gave him.
That's what he should put on his card as public speaker, paid public speaker.
Yeah,
And he should get with these banks that pay a lot of money to public speaking.
right.
Yeah.
That would be excellent because he'd probably get paid a lot more. But anyway, Carl had a great sermon about the people that are incarcerated and how he had to, what it was like when he had to go first into all the very high crime, the high crime, the violent crime, and all. He had to go into that room, and he was making notes for someone to go in there and speak, but they said, no, you're going to have to do it. He said, I'm going in there, and he said, yeah, and he said it was so scary, but these people were very hungry to hear the word, and they wanted it, and he just talked about all the different ways that God helped him get through that because he did not want to go in there. It scared him. He said, I know. I wasn't like big brave or anything like that. That was all, and it all worked out. But anyway, so he's going to talk about that, and I'm going to ask him, because I don't think I asked him that when he was here before, about what was his thinking about people that have committed a lot of crimes and then they let them back out again. It doesn't make sense. So he's going to hopefully talk about that. But so anyway, I am here with Richard. Richard is going to be my co-host.
Yay.
Do you have the camera on you?
Yeah.
You do. Man, next time I have to wear those. Would you tell me that one side is sticking way out? I look like.
I mean, you need to learn how to put headphones on. And I also encourage you multiple times to bring your own headphones. So that way you feel comfortable
I feel more,
while on the air using your headphones.
but I feel really comfortable.
I'm just letting you, I try to help you. I can't do everything for you, Cindy.
You can't? Please.
Because next thing I know, if I'm putting headphones on you, you're going to be like, well, can you touch me up a little bit? Here's my makeup. I'm like, well, this is a little too close. A little too close for comfort.
No, that would be way, no. Because I could see me looking like the Joker, like you do. My lipstick out to here. Yeah. No. Did you just tighten the shot?
Yeah.
Why? Oh, that was. No, I just fell in the parking lot, and I just had to run through
Now,
rain.
let me ask you, did you fall because you were too far ahead in your mind where you're going, or was it someone tripping you? Because that happens to me, like if I'm in a hurry and I'm going upstairs.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a fraction of a second my brain tells my foot to go like an extra step. And so I missed the first step, and I hit my toe. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, I know that.
So I'm like, okay, that was on me.
But I've never analyzed it that far into like my brain told
I'm
my
like,
foot
whoa.
to go.
I'm like, whoa, I got to slow down here. Got to slow down. Forgot how to go upstairs.
No, it was just there's so much water in the parking lot there, and it's that slick cement. It's not like rough. So it treads. But
So what I'm asking is like, so you open your car door,
Yes.
you put your foot out, and you stand up, and you're standing up normally.
no, it's a Yukon, so I have to put my foot on that runner.
Yeah.
And then
So I'm just trying to figure out when you fell. Did you fall like in the middle of the parking lot, or did you fall when you're trying to get out of this giant truck?
trying to get out of the giant truck,
Okay.
I opened the door.
So it could be the truck, not the water.
No, it was the water because
Okay.
as soon as my foot hit the water, when
You
I
just
stepped
went down like a slide.
It just
You went down like a slide.
Yeah, it was great. And then so I bumped the
Yeah.
runner, and then
So
I
you-
pulled the door toward me
and you hit
to,
yourself.
and then I hit the door. And I'm laying there, and I'm going, if anybody passed by, it looked like I'd passed out trying to get out of the car.
You know, I was thinking the other day, Cindy. I was going. I wonder how many times Cindy has to have the public's assistance with anything, just anything like directions. How to fix something. Like you remind me of the person that would break the pickle jars at grocery stores because they can never explain how it happened, and somehow magically the pickle jar. It's always a pickle jar. It's weird. It's like a phenomenon at grocery stores where
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, like when I worked there, I remember like at least 10 pickle jars would break a week. And it's like, what is going on with the pickle jar aisle? But it's only pickle jars. It's not like any other.
Because they're all glass.
Yeah, I know, but like
else.
there's other glass around the store too, and they're not breaking.
Yeah.
So it's almost like pickles are a hot commodity, and somehow when people try to put them back, or they didn't like the color of the pickles, so they're.
And sometimes the jars are too fat to hold with one hand, so you should hold
I
it
mean,
with
I
two hands.
guess, but I was like, what's going on here? Like, but it's always one pickle jar. It's never like, oh, I tripped and I just hit the whole shelf and there's just, 15 pickle jars on the ground.
Right.
It's like always one. So I don't really, I mean, I feel like you're one of those people. It's like, I don't say it's a bad thing. It's just kind of like, you're clumsy is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I am, and I admitted that I've been clumsy since whenever all the production stuff I would do, they would not.
Oh,
they wouldn't let me walk.
Yeah, when you had Silver Rock in here, they made a couple jokes about it.
They said we wait till
keep you by the door.
We have to set all the lights after Cindy's in where she's going to stand to direct. So once you get settled, then we'll set the lights. It was always like, that's so wrong because how long it takes to set the lights.
I mean, you can't even put headphones on, so I totally understand.
Yeah, that's
because it's kind of obvious when this is on your face like this.
That's what I look like. Why didn't you? why didn't you tell
you can't
me?
even hear over here because it's faced out.
I know, but I think my hearing's going anyway, so I'm not cognizant of that.
Oh.
No, but it was one. It was like I hadn't pulled them down, and so this was sticking
So you
way
couldn't
out.
hear anything?
No, I could hear. I'm just saying the top of it was like
know.
off, and like I'd run into the wall
I'm
or
worried
something.
about you. I should be worried about you.
Listen, you know what? Because we didn't start at 2:00. I'm sure my family members were worried I wouldn't even make it here because of the rain and the driving here, and so they're probably listening and it's 2:05 and she's not on the
Well,
air.
I don't want to hear. What I don't want to hear is tomorrow. It's like, oh, actually, I broke my hip when I fell, and it's just one of those things that you didn't. You're right now. You have so much painkiller in you, and then tomorrow when you get out of bed, you're like, oh, I really did fall, because that's happened to me before.
What's good about being overweight is that there's so much cushion there
yeah.
whenever you fall.
Yeah, well, it takes you longer to bruise. So,
Yeah, for it the impact to go to the bone, so the hip
Yeah.
bone. So my hip, I try and keep them protected. Isn't that a great excuse
I
for
like it.
being overweight?
I like it.
I love it. It's so fun. Do you have the camera on you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm in the bottom right corner of the screen. They can see me. So you can see
That little thing?
Yeah,
No,
I look great.
No, we need to have the screen split.
No,
Yeah, so that they can see you. You're
no,
so
you're the main.
cute.
It's your show.
You, what?
It's your show.
Yeah, but
So
usually
you're the big. You're the big timer. So you get the big screen.
See, every time I start to talk, you talk.
So
And
what's going on, Cindy? I was when I was on the phone with you, and you said your guest canceled because their power's out. I was like, wouldn't they want to get out of the house to come over here because
No,
we
you
have
have to-
power?
no, because you have to put on makeup and all that stuff and get.
But
dressed
then, I
in,
mean,
it's
I'm
all
sure
dark.
this lady had dogs or kids or something. You can't just abandon the kids. Which
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out next week what the deal is, and I hope What I hope is that all the different little pieces of information I was trying to get to see what it was that the Clean Slate Texas was about. I'm so glad you read me that. That's great.
I always kind of read up on who's coming in, and
Well, that's what I was trying to do. But why is it that when I get people call, leave messages on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And so I used to get them, and then I call, like, it's the only way I could call Dennis was because through the Messenger and Brianna. And now every time I go to, it says view message. So I click on view message, and it says error.
I'm checking it right now.
You don't believe me?
No, I'm just curious. Like,
is it my phone?
It might be your connection.
Well,
I mean, Facebook is Facebook, so it's never going to be 100% every day. So the way I understand it is it probably uses, it depends on your phone and also your settings where you don't want to use data, so you use Wi-Fi and your Wi-Fi wasn't on, or vice versa. I can't really tell you, Cindy, because I know how you operate technology. So,
you're just dogging me all the time.
Well, I think one of my favorite Cindyisms is when you try to explain where you saw something. It's like, oh, I saw this thing, and I wanted to send it to you, and I think it was on Facebook. And I'm like, well, what was it? Like, well, it was a voicemail. It's like, so it wasn't Facebook. It was like a voicemail. No. It might have been on my email. And I'm like, oh, okay, so do you have the email? Forward the email. Well, I don't. It might have been a website. I don't really know where I saw it. And I'm like, okay, so you could just be making this up.
That's true.
That's a Cindyism right there. That's one
true.
of the multiple ones I love. It's like the breadcrumbs. Like, you gotta start leaving breadcrumbs for yourself.
That's true.
You know what?
So true.
You know what I can see you doing is having like an old school 1990s tape recorder with a little the original voicemail or voice messaging tapes, and you're just like, note to self: when getting out of the car, make sure to put my feet down flat before I jump.
I didn't.
I can see you jumping.
Yeah, you can see me jumping.
Because you were late.
Right.
You're probably in a hurry.
I was.
Yeah,
it was late.
That's why I don't want to hear. When you're in a hurry, you got to slow down. You can't. You're gonna make mistakes.
No, that's right. And whenever you're this old, you really got to slow down.
And especially for the radio station, a couple of minutes already being late is not a big deal.
Okay.
Because you were already late. So it's like, does it really matter if you're late 3 more minutes because you're safer?
Well, because I didn't want you to think I've been trying to be on time.
Oh, no.
I'm usually on time, huh? Right.
Well, I mean, I'm a slave driver. I'm just like.
Now, I'll tell you where this aggravation is coming from.
I really wanted to tell you when you were walking up. I really was like, no, we're not doing a show today. Your replay's already playing. I really wanted to tell you that because you looked all frazzled. And what I loved is you were late, right?
Yes.
And you go up to the front door. I see you. I'm like, oh, she's here. Good. I hope she's safe. And then you talk to the people outside for like 3 minutes. And I'm like, does she not know she's late?
Well,
and then you went to the back to get a water.
Yeah.
And started talking to Andrew.
Well,
and I'm like, does she not realize it is like 2:06, 2:07 right now?
I know. And my
I wanted to bang on the window.
Family,
and just be like,
and my family is probably worried because they go, where is she? She's supposed to be on the air right now.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there. And so all you
I need to get like a shock collar for you. It's like, no, Cindy, get on the air. Get on the air.
No, I have been so good since I've come back. You know,
They've been great. I really enjoy your show.
Early.
I know a lot of people have told me they enjoy your show.
They do?
Yeah,
Well, why don't you tell me that?
I just did.
Okay.
And I told you last week. I had a couple bowlers watch your show.
Yeah, but they were talking about Sam, how they like Sam.
They like Sam, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone likes Sam.
Yes, they noticed that they like me. Sam got a brand new guitar. It is beautiful. He's been waiting for this guitar forever.
Did you order it like 20 years ago, and then it's like, oh, they finally shipped it?
It was Springwater is who he ordered it from.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, no, Sweetwater.
Let me get. Oh yeah, Sweetwater. I know those
Sweetwater.
guys.
Okay, that's real famous, and they have a lot of vintage. They deal in that and all. And he wanted this guitar because Cindy's boyfriend had a guitar like this, and every time he'd come over, he'd leave the guitar, and then Sam would play it, and he wanted it. So he asked. He said, "I'll pay you for this. I'll pay you."
That's such a Sam move too.
What?
That's such a Sam move. Like, instead of asking, like, hey, where did you get it? It's like, I want this one.
Yeah,
I will pay you for it.
He said, this one feels just right, and I don't think I can find another one like it. So could I buy it from you? And the kid said, no, sir, I can't sell that guitar. So
was it an electric one or acoustic?
no, it's electric. And it's it's really, really nice. He's going to be playing at the Green Oak Tavern with Samantha and some of the boys. It's called Sammy and the Boys, and they're going to. I don't know when it is.
So it's an
but he's
Humble.
gonna- Yes, it's an Humble.
Now I'm looking it up. Oh, that's a cool looking place.
You should go. You would like
that
it.
requires me to go somewhere.
What?
It requires me to like leave. I it's funny. I had this conversation with one of my good friends. He lives between my house and the station, and I made a comment to him because we're hanging out over the weekend, and I go, I probably wouldn't hang out with you if you didn't live between my house and the station.
Ain't that the truth?
And
Ain't
he
that
starts.
the truth?
He's like, "Yeah, you're probably right." I'm like, "Yeah," because it's like the thought of going anywhere in between, like it's cool with me. But anything
Right.
that's like the other way, it's like, ah.
Well, it got harder and harder after we left Houston. We went to the Woodlands, and it was like I couldn't go back to Houston. It's so hard for me to go into Houston now, and I grew up there. I was born and raised there, but I just couldn't stand it. It's so depressing.
I
to
have
me.
to stay at someone's house if I'm going to Houston. Like if I know I'm going there to see my grandmother, I'll call my sister and be like, "Hey, can I spend the night?" She's like, "What?" I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go see Muzzy, and I really don't want to drive back." You know, it's
You call your grandma what?
Muzzy.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, that's what I've been
But
calling
she's
her.
still alive.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I loved your
She's
grandmother.
got a sweet little gig where she's at right now.
Oh, what? You mean like,
Well, she's got this apartment, and it's for old people.
right?
And it is, they got, I mean, it's, I was like, man, this is what your retirement is. And she's just now getting into the social activities.
Oh, good.
Because we lost my grandfather, I want to say like 7 years ago. And so like it's taken her that long to like do her own thing. Because they were married for like 60 years. So it's like,
Goodness,
so it's
that's
one of those
great.
things. And yeah, so she was telling me the other day, she started playing bingo twice a week. And it's quarter bingo. And so I went over to visit her, and what I love is every time I visit her, I have something to do. She's like, "You need to help me move this piece of furniture or something." I'm like, "This is an apartment. There's only so many places." But what was great was she's like, I was moving something, and it was a bag of quarters. Like I'm talking like one of those gallon bags
Of what?
quarters.
Quarters.
And
Oh,
I was
how
like,
cute.
"What is this?" And she's like, "That's my bingo money."
That's so cute.
And so
That's
yeah,
great. It's terrible. My mother went into this home, and they had all the activities.
yeah.
And one of the ladies that worked the bingo stuff, her son would come. Her son was like maybe 20, 21 years old. And my mother would flirt with this guy. She's such a flirt.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but it scared the guy. He's like, I think she's serious. And he told his mom,
Yeah.
and said, we gotta watch her. And so I went and videotaped them playing bingo, and I was going to do like a little story on how they do this. I kept tell my mother, stop talking to him. You know, you're scaring him. Stop it. It's terrible. But she had a blast. She'd flirt with all the guys, and she'd go sit at the table with them. All the other women, all the older women would sit at one table, and talk about their husbands and stuff. And she'd go over and sit with the guys and talk to them. It's so cute. I thought it was good, but got embarrassing if you're there. It wasn't good.
We should interview an orderly on our show and get the real dirt.
It was, yikes. So it's going to be Mother's Day Sunday.
Yeah.
What are you getting your mom?
I'm taking her to B52's brewery. It's down the street. It's between here
Yeah.
and the station. It's on my route.
It's
So
like,
I
"Way."
told her, I was like, that's as far as I'll go.
That's so funny that you've become this recluse that you don't even know it.
Yeah.
That you are.
I'm okay with it, though, for right now. I mean, eventually I'll want to get out.
Yeah, you've got to. And don't you have a pending?
What?
You have a pending person that's going to take you and make you get out. Isn't there people that are at bowling alley that want you to get out, and so they're going to make sure you get out
Yeah.
and around?
Well, that's to the bowling alley, which is luckily between here and my house. So it's really easy.
And they say,
No,
"Liz, we're going to drive."
but
all
yeah,
the way
no,
to
it's funny
Houston."
because we have a large family, so Mother's Day is always chaotic because we have with all my brothers and sisters are pretty much married or have kids. So any female that's attached to any of my brothers and sisters have kids. So it's like their Mother's Day.
So it's their day too.
Yeah.
Does
So
your mother cook?
Oh yeah, but it's Mother's Day, so I just said, hey, I'm gonna take Mom to this thing at B52's. It's like a Mother's Day outing, and they have vendors and all this kind of stuff, and it's just down the road from the house, so it's really
But
easy.
what about all your family? Don't they
if
want
they
to
want to come, they can come.
And they can pay for their own stuff.
Well, it's more of like you always got to find a venue that is easy to come and go.
Yeah.
So
sure.
So it's just kind of like if you got your kids, you can stop by. If not, I'll do whatever you want. My parents have like definitely given up on holidays with the family.
They have?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh. Well, I understand that.
When I say giving up, I mean more of like organizing. Like they go, hey, if we're having Christmas on this day, if y'all want to come, y'all can come. If you don't, you don't.
That just
It's just like
there you go. Well, we'll see. I keep trying to explain to our family. Look, Christmas is 24 hours. It's just 24 hours. And if we don't want to have it on this day, we can have it on another day. It's okay. I don't think there's anything that's gonna, keep us from doing that.
Last Christmas, so what my mother does now, it's just stockings for the grandkids. Because I think right now there's like 15 grandkids. I think 16 grandkids.
Yikes!
So she just does. We don't get gifts. It's just like
Right.
we have breakfast and
Well, you know
stockings, right? Well, this year I saw the stockings for one of my brother's kids in the living room for at least when I saw them like for 4 months. I think it was like in April they came and picked them up.
They sat there.
Yeah, they sat there.
Well, my idea of Christmas is it should be the thought that counts. And so if you think about it and you find a picture of what you would have gotten them if you could afford it, then you just wrap up the picture
That's kind of weird.
and give it to them, and they'll know how you feel about them. And this is what I would have given you. I would have given you this yacht if I could have afforded. And so it's the thought that counts. That's what
great. So empty promises.
It's
Wishful thinking.
wishful thinking. Yeah, it's total wishful thinking. And when somebody talks about our thoughts and prayers are with you, but our thoughts are with you.
As I got older, certain holidays, especially like a Christmas holiday, the one thing I really appreciate about the Christmas holiday is no one's doing anything.
No one's what?
Doing anything.
Yeah.
So like if you go anywhere, it's easier to go.
Oh yeah, right.
And it's really crazy how the world kind of like stops for a day.
Right.
And what that really does. And it's very peaceful thinking.
It's good. It's good for us.
So, except I bet if you live on the lake or something, it's not. I guess it's cold, so not that many people are on the lake. But
yeah,
because I imagine during the summer, if there's some bank holiday, there's so many people in front of your house. You're like, God, these people.
we live 3 minutes from the lake. We have never, ever been on that lake. We've been there 17 years.
There's a lot of cool places there.
Well, I think it's the end of Lake Conroe.
Yeah, you live on the north side, so you're probably right there on 1097.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a cool. I don't know what it's called now. They changed.
Not 1097. It's on Calvary.
Okay.
And it ends. It goes under the bridge, and then it kind of ends. And then where the forest is there, and it's 3 minutes
State
away.
Park.
Not State Park. This is but it's the forest. Whatever that forest is.
What do you mean the forest?
The forest. It's a state
park.
Yeah.
So the state park is there.
But there's no park there. It's just trees.
Yeah, they call it a park. Like you can go camping there.
Yes, you can go camping.
Yeah.
You can go fishing.
It doesn't have to
there.
have like swing set to be considered a park.
That's fine. That's what I always thought a park was. You had to have a slide, and that kind of thing. But it's amazing. All that stuff is 3 minutes from our house. We're just like, if you just go on the street, and we always stop at Dollar General, and that's as far as we go is Dollar General.
Yeah. So you have your own routine too.
Yeah, that's right. And so anyway, it's a beautiful forest. I started driving down there, and I realized how long it was, and I ended up in New Waverly, and I was like, "Good grief! How do I didn't know how you got back, because at that interchange there, it's a strange interchange, and so that kind of confused me. So you should have worried about me for doing that kind of stuff as well. But the park is really. Are you looking to see what the name of the forest
No.
is? Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. Well, usually you check up on everything I say and worried about it's not the right thing because you're afraid I'm going to have some kind of Russian narrative to it or something.
I believe it.
You do? You believe it's all the Russians' fault?
I'm looking at Sam Houston. Let's see.
Maybe it
Maybe
is it Sam? No. Anyway, so listen, I never told you that I went and saw Dungeons and Dragon. I had taken the kids to prom, and I'm gonna have to drive all the way back home. And I'm talking to Sam. He goes, "Why don't you just go to the show?" And I went, "What?" I said, "You're telling me to go to the show?" He said, "Yeah." And in fact, I'll pay for it. I went, "How are you gonna pay for it? You want me to come home and get the money and come back?" No, he says, "No, just get it, and then I'll pay you back for whatever you spend." And so he said, "So go to the show. Just go to the show." I went, "Well, I don't even know what's on." He goes, "That's okay. Just go find something."
How's that not suspicious behavior by Sam?
Yeah, that it should have been because it should have been a red flag. But anyway, so now on this night in the Woodlands, every road was blocked.
Why would you
off.
go to the Woodlands to see a
Well,
movie?
because the prom was at the Woodlands Resort, so I dropped him off there.
Okay.
But I couldn't get to the show because all these streets were blocked off.
Why wouldn't you go to the Grand?
The Grand
Theater?
Because then I might as well come home and
Okay, I'm understanding now because you had to go back and pick up the kids.
yes at
Oh,
12.
that makes more sense by Sam.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So he said, just stay.
So Sam, you're cool. You're not doing anything
No,
suspicious.
but it was just so he never says, just hey, go to the show, spend $50. It's fine.
$50 to go to a show?
Yes. Once you
No wonder.
once you get the ticket, and then once you get as much of the stuff at the
that you get.
yes, the hot dog and the popcorn and the drink and
They
the
used to have a
candy.
sweet deal at the Grand where it was like $14 for a large drink and a popcorn.
That's yeah, I think that's gone because anyway, but
That was you had to be like a card member or something.
oh that's right. Yeah, you do get.
You got some sweet deals there.
I can never do those things, a membership thing. But anyway, it was so the only thing that was up was Dungeon and Dragon. It was at the right time that I could have gone in there, and so I asked the guy behind the glass selling tickets. I said, "Look, I have no idea what this game is about. I've never played this game. I don't play this game. I'm way too old for this. Could I enjoy this show?"
I bet you liked it.
And he said, "My girlfriend has never played the game, but she liked it. She thought it was good." I went, "Okay, that's all I need to know." So then I went and asked the people behind the concession
here we
stand.
go.
Hello, concession stand. And I asked them, I said, "Do you think I'm going to enjoy this?" They said, you're going to like it. You're going to like it. I went, "Okay." So I got in there. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And the popcorn and the hot dog and everything was great. And they're selling more and more stuff. You can get pizza and you can get French fries and you get all kinds of stuff there.
Interesting.
And I was so sick when I got home. It was just too much popcorn. And their butter is.
It's funny. I don't really enjoy popcorn besides like the little one. Like there's the little that I get for that $14. Like I don't eat the whole thing.
You don't.
It's just enough.
I keep it for like 3 days eating on it.
I believe it, but like I'm not a really big popcorn person.
And I get.
We went to that popcorn place down 105 behind the Whataburger by the school, by Conroe High School.
There's a popcorn
There's
place?
a popcorn place. It's like candies and popcorn. And they make, 70 different types of popcorn.
What's it called?
Like flavor, I don't know, popcorn.
Popcorn place?
Popcorn place. Yeah, we were killing time. And we went to the Catch to kill time because we're going to go eat crawfish, but the place we go eat crawfish isn't open till 3. And apparently at the Catch you can get free alcohol. Didn't know that. So we were like, really? Like, yeah. So let's stop there. And then we had an appetizer and we had our beers.
How can they afford to give free
Well, I think something
alcohol?
happened legally with the catch where like someone got in trouble or either died or caused some type of horrible thing to happen. And so I guess they just do that as like a customer appreciation. It's like, oh, we're not allowed to charge for alcohol anymore, but we'll still serve it. But they limit you. They give you a little tiny cup. I was like,
Oh,
that's
okay.
kind of weird.
Oh, well,
But
that's...
but they have really good good boudin balls there. That was really good. I've never been there before. Well, anyway, afterwards we saw. I was like, that's a popcorn place. Like, what the hell is that? And
So it had like all different kinds of popcorn, or they do?
it's
are
like
they
flavored.
different flavors
Yeah,
of popcorn.
let's see what it's called. Because it reminded me of someone like an old time candy shop kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's called Back in Time Popcorn.
Back in time, I
Over
wonder,
60 delicious flavors.
but I wonder if they have real butter there, and you can put real butter on your popcorn. I hated when they went to that stupid stuff saying that butter is so bad for you. So we're gonna give you this horrible stuff to put on
I mean,
it.
they got some weird, like this is popcorn candy or birthday cake popcorn,
Oh yeah,
bacon cheddar popcorn. It's almost like bubblegum shrimp. And
bubblegum.
no, you remember that?
No.
Come on.
What?
From Forrest Gump, and he's like, I want to own a shrimping business. There's cocktail shrimp, there's
Oh, he's
know.
going through all the shrimp names. I don't remember.
fried shrimp, filleted shrimp. I don't remember. But yeah, they have so many popcorn flavors.
So this is what.
Like cheesy Cajun, I could see myself trying that. I don't, it's funny, I really hate like caramel popcorn. Like I hate it.
No, I do too. You know what I like is like, do they have jalapeno or pickled juice?
Yeah, they have pickled.
Okay.
They got all sorts of stuff there. It's kind of wild. I was very impressed. I was like, this place, and they're busy. We walked in, they were busy, and I was like, so people are really coming over here, buying like gallon tin popcorn as gifts and stuff. So
Oh, they have that as well. See, because
yeah, they do it by the bag. You can get like mini bags. You can get like those giant ones, and then you
Do
can
you
get
have?
tins.
Do they have it? The popcorn mixed with like chocolate and stuff.
They had
in
chocolate there, so I imagine they could.
Yeah. See, we could go in there and make sure they invent that because.
Well, I'll reach out to them, get them on your show.
Okay.
Why not?
Oh, and bring some samples.
No, you're not allowed to eat during the show, Cindy. I've seen you eat.
Well, I couldn't even eat a sample of something. I haven't had the spaghetti. I'm trying to get Joe's spaghetti. I'm trying to get Joe's pizza guy to come over and bring some samples because, you know, I
There's
like
so many
spaghetti.
restaurants opening here. I'm surprised you're not calling them all. You want to be on my show? You got to bring me samples.
No.
Extra bacon.
Extra bacon grease. That's what, if you ever would make bacon and then take the grease and the bacon and put it in the tomato base.
I know what you're doing.
It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so bad for you, and you could be like in Tommy Boy says, I can hear your arteries clogging.
But yeah, you check out that popcorn
Okay,
place.
all right. So
You like Dungeons and Dragons.
okay,
That's
so
good.
I really liked it. Everything was good about it. It was campy, but it was good. It's just I loved how they.
Was there any dungeons?
No, I didn't.
Or were
I've
there-
never
were there
understood
any
the Dungeons and Dragon. I mean, like, is that in the game? Like, you go into dungeons and there's dragons and you fight the dragons.
The game itself is a board game, and it's not necessarily like a controlled environment like a Monopoly board game. Mm-hmm. It's kind of pen and paper, and the idea is to use it's kind of a verbal game. So you have a dungeon master who's like the head guy. He's not playing the game. He is enforcing the game, and everyone who's playing is a made-up character, and they have values to them, like a math kind of value. Like your attack is 28, your defense is 15, and then you roll dice when the dungeon master plays the storyline for you. So, for example, like imagine I'm the dungeon master, and you're playing as like a warrior, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're a Amazon warrior, Cindy. And
Amazon woman, yes.
And on your paper you have your stats, and then you're like, all right, so today's world, you're going to try to get this magic jewel from the mountain. So what's your first step, Cindy? What do?
I don't know.
You walk towards the mountain.
You walk towards the mountain.
So you say, hey, I'm going to walk towards the mountain. Say that.
Hey, I'm going to walk towards the mountain.
And I go, okay, how many, roll your dice to see how far you go. And you roll the dice. It's like, oh, you got a 7. Okay. So that gets you this point. Well, at this point, Cindy, a troll is on your route. And he's going to fight you. Do you choose to fight or to run?
I'm going to run.
Okay, roll your dice. And there's like a probability. If you do not roll above a 5, you get hit or you get attacked. And then it's just like that.
What do I defend myself with?
Well, you didn't say. You said you were running.
But
So you can't defend yourself. So you have to go. It's their steps.
Okay.
It's like telling a story, but you're playing in the story.
So you don't always have a sword on you or anything like that.
Yeah. You can find swords. That's part of the story. There's a lot of books out there that kind of play, like give you the rules. And so it's just a lot of fun to play with a lot of people having
It's
fun.
very complicated.
No, it's just you're using your imagination and you're having fun.
I just always wanted a game.
And that
like
was a very
this.
basic version of Dungeons and Dragons. There's actually more organizational to it.
And there are people that are really into that, and they have like
They have
conventions
books
and all kind of stuff.
books. Because the books really tell you what the setting is. So it's not like someone just makes up, oh, there's a mountain. Like there's actually like a backstory. Like the dungeon master reads the backstory to what your adventure is and like what you're trying to do, and where are towns and stuff like that.
That is so Richard to hear him talk about that. Your eyes light up when you talk about gaming, because you used to be a big gamer, right?
I mean, I still am.
You still are.
Yeah.
What are you playing right now?
I'm playing a game called Frostpunk.
What?
It's called Frostpunk.
Frostpunk.
Yeah. It's a game that I would call it like a simulator game where you control a town that is like in the 1800s, that the blizzard has come. The world is a blizzard, and you are stranded in by a generator, and you build this town around the generator. And it's a strategy game where, like, there's frost, there's food issues, there's economic issues, and you upgrade, you build little things, and
Well, see,
it's a lot of fun.
you know The Sims, when The Sims came out?
Yeah.
I thought that was the best idea they could ever come up with, because it was like more real life, and you could put people in different situations and things like that, and you had control over it. I really liked that. I wanted someone to come up with like a scary a scary game where you'd walk into the house and things would jump out and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they have those. They have a lot of those.
That was
Especially in VR now. That's like a big deal.
yeah.
With VR.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Sam has that
Oculus.
Oculus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was that it does kind of make you a little sick at first, right? It does. It
It's
takes
still
you
neat.
a while.
Like the depth perception is really weird. Like if you're playing a game, it's not all the way there yet for the full immersion, because like you can't move and look at the same time with your feet.
Right.
That's what throws you off, because you have to use like
Right.
a joystick to go forward.
That's true.
So it's kind of weird. You're like going forward and you're like, stop, look, move forward.
Right. And you can't do that physically in the space that
Yeah,
you're in.
and that's
Okay.
why like the popular games are the games that you stand still and you look and you're like
Mm-hmm.
like the Saber game and all that kind of stuff.
But I tried his Oculus, and I can't remember what I played, but I did good. I did better than I thought I was going to do. But it's something that I thought, it is just, I don't know. I don't think those kind of games. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness! It is 2:53.
So what's going on tomorrow?
Oh, okay. Tomorrow we have Peyton. Peyton's here. Peyton Riley is here, and she's going to be doing some songs for us and talk about things that she's doing and
Yes
what's
to Youth,
happening.
the event tomorrow at 5 p.m. at 202.
That's right.
She's playing there tomorrow at 202 Main at 5 o'clock.
Right. So she's got to get off of this, get out of here, and we can't tie her out too much. Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, be careful out there. Be careful in this weather. It's going to be like for 3 days. So anyway, be careful. And first responders.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran's show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
God's Garage is a 501c3 that repairs and gives away cars for free to